Hey y'all, and welcome to the Farming Pastor's Wife. I'm Leslie. I am so glad you're here. Thank you for joining our channel today. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen. As it is, it's not going to be this way for long. But anyway, today we're making a chocolate cake. Probably the last thing I'm going to cook in the kitchen with the blue cabinets.
Hey guys. Look there. The cabinet doors are open.
They're open because I've been emptying them out.
They're empty. So anyway, so hang tight, guys. She's also trying a different camera setup.
Yes, well, we're going to try it and see how it works.
We're going to try and see how it works so you guys can see actually what she's doing here on the camera.
I was trying to say they could see Isaac, but they can't.
Okay. All right, hang tight. She's making
chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake.
Award-winning chocolate cake.
Award-winning chocolate cake. Be right back. Bye-bye.
Okay, so if you're new to my channel, you know I'm fixing to have a remodel. It starts tomorrow. The demolition or demoing or whatever this is called starts tomorrow. So I've got to get this cake baked. And let me see. I'm going to preheat my oven to 350. Everything, I mean, it's a mess in here. I'm sorry. But anyway, again, if you watch the banana cake, you know that recipe came from Kim Peters. This is another one of her recipes, and it is a blue ribbon recipe. So we are going to start. I have 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour in here. So 1 3/4 cup. To that, we're going to add 2 cups of sugar. Y'all remember I made a mistake on the last recipe, but it turned out perfect. But I'm going to be looking back and forth to the recipe just to be sure I'm right. Okay, we're going to use 3/4 cup of cocoa in here. And I have the back of the knife. I don't know if you can see, but I scoop it out. I'm going to come over here. I scoop it out, take the back of the knife, and make a mess. Yes. So there's a 4. I'm not worried about the mess tonight because it's going to be a huge mess tomorrow. 2/4. And 3/4. 3/4 cup of cocoa. All right. Look at the mess I made. Can y'all see that? Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'll clean it up in a minute. Okay, so to that, we're also going to add 1½ teaspoons of baking powder. So 1½ That's actually a lot. So I'm adding baking soda first. So it's 1½ of baking soda and 1½ of baking powder. So there's 1. This is unlike any cake I've ever made. So that was the baking soda. So now we're going in with 1½ of the baking powder. I'm interested to see how this turns out, because it's not a normal cake recipe, I don't think. So I'm excited. All right, 1½ teaspoons of baking soda. Powder. Now, it does not call for butter. So since it doesn't call for butter, I normally use salted butter, and so I omit the salt. But this does not call for butter, so I'm adding in a teaspoon of salt. I think mine's just a little shy of a teaspoon, but we're going to add that in there. Okay, so now we're going to sift it together, or I have a double whisk that I use, and I think it works just as good as my sifter. Plus this flour that I have is very fine anyway, so I don't think it really needs sifting. Now, if my flour or my sugar or even the cocoa was clumpy, would definitely sift it. But everything looks really good. So, okay. So we're going to set that aside. I'm going to get my wet ingredients out. I'm going to clean this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So to this, we're going to mix in 2 eggs. And I'm just going to kind of beat them up a little bit in this container. Let me turn. I've got some water boiling behind me, and we're going to see what that's used for in just a minute. And I'm just going to take a little utensil here and just break the egg yolks, really all I'm doing. We're going to pour that in to our flour mixture. Okay. Then we are going to add a cup of milk. I said let me get my wet ingredients, but guess what I forgot? You know, I gotta have a signature quality. I forget getting prepared. My signature quality. All right, a cup of milk, I'm double checking, goes in here. A half a cup of oil. See, this is why we're not using butter, because we're using a half a cup of oil. Okay. Half a cup of oil. We're going to put in some vanilla. It says 2 teaspoons, but you guys know I just squirt. Okay, and a cup of boiling water. So I'm going to measure out into this container here. This is my boiling water. I'm going to measure out a cup. Now, I'll meet you over here at the hand mixer. Okay, guys, we're over here. I'm going to start this off on low. You know, I'm going to cut the kitchen light on, the sink light. It might make it a little bit brighter over there. Yes. Let's shine some light on the subject. Woo. I'm just going to get it a good start. Okay, guys, and to this, while I'm stirring it or mixing it, I'm going to pour in our boiling water. Real slowly and mix as we go. And I'm splattering chocolate all over the kitchen. You probably should use your stand mixer for this. I'm going to scrape down the sides. But I have my stand mixer packed up. Glad these cabinets are coming down. There's chocolate everywhere. Okay, I'm going to get this all mixed up, finish adding my boiling water, and I'll be back. Okay, y'all, it's getting late. I have a huge day tomorrow. So we're going to get started on this icing, and hopefully my cake will be cool enough in just a few minutes we can ice it. Now, let me tell you, let me slide you back where you can see what I'm doing. This icing calls for, let me tell you what it calls for, because calls for 12 tablespoons of butter, which is 1.5 sticks of softened butter, 5.5 cups of powdered sugar, 1 cup of cocoa, 2/3 cup of milk, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now I'm going to put my own little twist on this icing because I make a chocolate icing that is to die for. And I'm going to add, instead of the milk, I'm going to add coffee that was left over in the coffee pot from this morning's coffee. So I'm going to use coffee instead of milk. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you over here to the hand mixer. I'll go ahead and put my butter in. Here goes 1 stick, which is 8 tablespoons. And I'll use this. I don't want to get my knife dirty quite yet, so I'm going to use this. And it doesn't matter if you're a little over or a little less. Just try to get it close to 1.5 sticks of softened butter. All right. So we're going to go over here to the mixer, get this started. I'm going to put in just a little bit of the powdered sugar, mix it up. That way I don't have a puff of powdered sugar. So I'll meet you over here at the hand mixer. Okay, so that butter was nice and soft. So let's go in. Let's start with 2 cups of powdered sugar. There's 1/2. There's a whole. There's 1/2. And here's 2 cups. And notice I'm not being exact on that. We're just gonna okay, we can actually pour just a tad bit, just a little bit at a time. You just want to keep it a good consistency. There's a little bit of my coffee. So there it was 2. We're going to add in some of the cocoa now. It calls for a cup of cocoa. So let me grab that. Okay, y'all, before I add the little bit, what's left of the powdered sugar and the vanilla, I'm going to scrape the sides around to be sure I'm getting everything mixed in. Okay. We're going to grab the powdered sugar and the vanilla. I think that is a great consistency of icing. Let me put just a tad bit more coffee, not much. I ended up using about 1/2 cup. And it called for 2/3 cup, so it's about right, pretty close. But that would change depending on the humidity of your house, depending on, you know, the circumstances around you. All right, I'm going to give it one good blast. I'm going to scrape the sides one more time, wait for my cake to cool, and then we'll be ready to ice. Okay, so let's ice this baby. This icing is delicious. Delicious. I put just a little bit down, just a tad bit for glue. It holds the cake in place. Now, these are so soft and moist. I know this cake is going to be delish. All right. So I'm going to put, y'all, my offset spatula is packed up. So we're going to ice it the best way we can. Not sure this is the best utensil to ice with, but we'll see. I may have to just get a knife. But let me do that. I still have some of my silverware. Let's try the back of a spoon. That's better. That's better. And it's okay if it spills off towards the edge because we want it to anyway. And I think we're gonna have plenty, oops, I shouldn't have done that, but anyway, we're gonna have plenty, so I'm gonna put plenty of icing on this center. This will make my transition into this remodel a little easier to take. If I have a piece of chocolate cake I can get into. My oven's a little unlevel, so it's a little higher on this right here is a little higher right here. So I'll push it down a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna dollop icing all over at the top. And like I said, I should have put wax paper around the edges, but guess what? It's packed up. You know what? I don't think it is. I think that's the drawer I forgot. Man, I missed my offset spatula. And I never had one till recently, actually. Who knew I would love it so much? All you cake decorators knew. I am not a cake decorator by any means. It's all I can do to get the icing on it. All right, I'm gonna dollop some more. Yes, gonna dollop some more. We're gonna use every bit of this icing. Cause it's that good. It's that good. All right, I'm gonna finish getting this icing spread around. Then I'm gonna call Brian. I think he's asleep on the couch. I'm gonna wake him up, call him in, and we're gonna try a slice. Okay, I went and woke him up.
I was napping while she was cooking.
You need to turn it up. There you go.
There we go.
You can see all the open, empty cabinets.
All right, let me slide over here.
You come over here. I'll let you cut it.
Here's the cake. Have you made this cake before?
I have not made this cake before.
All right. Got the milk ready.
He went thin on the piece. He didn't realize he's sharing with me.
Went thin. The icing's good.
Icing's good.
Right, come
I
back over
told
here.
you it was.
Give it a whirl.
That was good.
Very good. Very chocolatey. Not too rich.
That is good. Look what he's got.
Gotta have some milk. Definitely a keeper.
Definitely a keeper.
Does it sound like a lot of echo in here to y'all?
It's because it's empty.
Yep.
All right, guys. I'm going to bring you back over here a little bit. Because I just like being close to you. Well, I'll come over here. How's that? Oh.
Did y'all see that?
Don't cry over spilt milk. He spilled the milk.
I hit the knife.
I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
You won't see that on Paula Dean later.
Ah, that's funny. Okay, so let me tell you. I so enjoyed making this cake, and chocolate cake is probably one of my favorites. I love the strawberry cake I make, but so I wanted to try this recipe, and it is very good.
Really good.
Caroline is going to have a fit when she gets over here tomorrow.
Yep.
She's going to love it. Tonight, it's bittersweet, me making this cake. It's probably the last thing I'm making in the kitchen as we have known it. And these cabinets and everything behind me have been in this house since I was a little girl. So, we're getting all new, and no, I'm not going back with blue cabinets. And I know that's pretty iconic for my kitchen, but it's going to be a pretty kitchen.
Is it ugly now?
No, it's not ugly now. Everybody likes it. Everybody loves the blue cabinets. It's just that the cabinets don't function well, the actual build of them, but
some of the latches don't work.
Yeah.
The magnets don't work that hold them shut.
Yeah. So
they have served their purpose.
They have. The countertops are coming apart. What is that? What is that called?
That is called.
I don't know what it's called.
Lamica.
Yeah, and it's like peeling, and so it's time for an upgrade. Like I'm saying, y'all. I'm not gonna tell you how old I am, but they've been here a long time. I'm not yet. I am not. I am not. So, okay. So it's time for an upgrade, but it is kind of bittersweet making my last thing in this kitchen. So
she's gonna cry.
I'm gonna cry.
She's gonna cry.
So, all right, guys, I will see you sometime, and we're gonna walk you through this process of the remodel.
Tomorrow's video, potted meat sandwiches.
Yeah, you might be getting lots of sandwiches. No, we hope to do a lot of crock pot meals and grilling out and stuff like that. So, I got to make a grocery list and a plan.
The Grill Master.
The Grill Master. All right, guys, I love you. Thank you for watching The Fireman Pastor's Wife. Thank you, Kim, for sending me this recipe.
It's a keeper.
It's a keeper. I hope you guys enjoy it. And remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.